Hey, it's Todd Ault and welcome back to Wall Street Words. Today's word is spinoff. Now, spinoff is an important part of the capital structure, a way of creating value for shareholders. One example of this is when AT&T spun out to its shareholders NCR, or National Cash Register. Let's say you own AT&T and it has a bunch of different companies inside of it, but maybe the company's not fairly valued. Management may decide to sell some of those shares to the public and then later on divest those shares by giving them out to the AT&T shareholders in what's called a special dividend or spin-off dividend. This is a common tactic to unlock value. Sometimes activists will buy a stake in a company and they'll say, hey, these parts are worth more separate than together. There's numerous examples of spin-offs from AT&T to AT&T Wireless to different chemical companies to the recent breakup of Dow Chemical and Dupont. All kinds of different spin-offs that take place over time. Now, these management teams are normally independent. They're separated from the existing parent company. There can also be spin-offs that maybe take a little bit of a different form. Sometimes companies will take a division public, so they trade separately to get their own valuation, but they're still held majority by the parent company and consolidate. Hey, as a side note, as I said before, I work for Dean Witter Reynolds. And Dean Witter Reynolds was part of Sears Corporation at one time. And it was spun off in a separate IPO as Dean Witter Discover because Sears owned the Discover card. So they put the two of them together, Dean Witter and Discover, and they went public. And ultimately those shares were divested and given out as a special dividend to the Sears shareholders. Now, on a side note to that, Dean Witter Discover got bought by Morgan Stanley, and then Discover went public on its own. Spinouts are an important part of the economic framework of America and are very common. It can be very lucrative for shareholders to pay attention to companies that have assets that maybe should be spun out. Today's word is spinoff, one of my favorite words. Hey, thanks for watching Wall Street Words. New words and terms delivered every single day. Please subscribe, push the bell. If you found this information helpful or you think someone could benefit from this information, please share this video. Thanks for watching our channel. Always good things happening here.